Everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a first impressions video and I've got quite a lot of makeup here that I haven't used before. Most of it is recent stuff that I've bought and then there's a couple of bits that I've just had in my drawer that I've not used. So the first thing that I want to start with is the Stila One Step Corrector, and this is a primer, and I also believe that it can be used as like a moisturiser or a serum, and I've never used this before. Obviously it's still in its box. And it basically has different colours going through it, so there's pink, green and purple, so obviously they're the main colour correcting colours. So I'm just going to apply some of this to my finger, and I'm not entirely sure how this is going to come out. Okay, it kind of comes out like, you know, Aquafresh toothpaste, where it comes out in the actual stripes. It comes out like that on my finger. You can see the different colours there. So I'm just going to pop this on all over my face. It doesn't have a scent, which I quite like. It feels quite light. It's definitely not a silicone based primer, it's more like a cream formula. So far that's a nice product. I can't really say too much about it. It's the first time I've used it. It doesn't have a scent, which is nice. It feels tacky enough to be used as a primer, but it doesn't feel like greasy on the skin. It just feels nice. And as far as colour correcting goes, I can't really see that much difference at the moment, but obviously your face is always redder when you are massaging it and things like that, so obviously I'm not going to be able to tell straight away, but hopefully this one will work nicely. So I'm going to move on to foundation, and today I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Nude Magique Cushion Foundation. I bought this online because they didn't stock it in my local Boots for a really long time, so I've no idea if this shade is going to be the right shade for me. I got the shade 03. It says it's a dewy glow foundation. I've seen a lot of buzz about this on YouTube, but I've not actually watched any videos on it because I wanted my first impression to be a true first impression. So as you open it up, it comes with a mirror, and then this looks like a sponge applicator, which looks interesting. I am going to try and use this today, even if it's just on one side of my face, because I want to try what it comes with, even though I wouldn't usually do that. So it just looks like a cushion basically soaked in foundation, and I think the idea is that I just bounce this in here and apply it to my face. So I'm going to see how this works. I don't know how much product I'm going to put on. I'm going to use the mirror. Okay, I've never used a sponge like this before to apply foundation. I feel like a lot of the products got soaked up into the sponge, if that makes sense. Like I feel like there's loads more. So I'm instead going to grab my Real Techniques complexion sponge, and I've just grabbed my MAC Prep and Prime Fix Plus just to dampen that ever so slightly. I'll do what I did with that sponge, but hopefully this one will work a little bit better. I can already see that it's applying more of the product that it's picking up rather than soaking it into the sponge, and I find that that always helps, especially when you soak the sponge that you are using first. I was expecting, because it's called a nude foundation, I was expecting the coverage to be quite sheer, but it does actually look like it's a nice coverage. Like I can still see my redness and my skin coming through. It's definitely not a full coverage foundation, but I would definitely say it's more of a medium coverage. It's blending in really nicely. It definitely looks dewy. I do actually really like this foundation. It's really easy just to kind of push your sponge in. It's hard to see how much product you're picking up, but I think just like a couple of dabs and then apply it to the face. It works really nice, and it is covering up really well. It looks like it would be buildable. So I would definitely say that you could shear this out, and it would be, you could have quite a light application, but if you wanted to build it up, it definitely could be more of a medium coverage, especially once you've added powder and things like that. Next I'm going to move on to my eyebrows. I'm going to use the Maybelline Brow Satin, and I've got the shade medium brown, which I don't know if it's going to be too light. I have tried this before, but it was when the packaging was different and it was awful. The black just rubbed off everywhere. It was horrible. So I've just zoomed you in a little bit so you can see a little bit more up close. It's actually really easy to work with. I'm quite surprised. I use this other end, which it twists off and then it's like a sponge, and the colour is in the bottom end of the tube, and I'm just going to lightly run that over. I can't really see that it's doing much. I'm always wary that these kind of products are more of a fad to get you to buy them rather than anything of actual substance, if that makes sense. And then to set them, I've got a Kiko product here, and this is the Eyebrow Fibers Coloured Mascara. So I've never used this before. I've got the shade 05, dinky packaging as you'd expect, and quite a big wand, okay. It looks quite nice actually. What I really do like about it is that not a lot of product comes out on the wand, which is my main bugbear with these kind of products. Okay, next I'm going to use this concealer, which is the Bright Future one by Sephora, and this is a gel serum concealer, and I've got the shade Madeline. So this is what it looks like. I did recently haul this in my recent Sephora haul, and I think it's going to be okay, the wand literally, whoa, okay, there's no stopper. Oh, there's no stopper. Oh, that is so annoying. You know, normally, okay, it's going everywhere. You know, normally when you get this kind of applicator, there's like a stopper that pulls off the excess product. Looks like I've been sent one that didn't have a stopper. So packaging so far, not so great. But let's see how the actual concealer fares. Oh, that is so annoying. Okay, there's quite a lot on there. I wondered why it just, when I unscrewed it, it just kind of shot out. Now I can't screw it back on. Maybe the stopper's in there, it just came unconnected. Let's hope that when I next go into that, it opens properly. I'm just gonna blend that in with my sponge again. The colour looks a little bit off. I don't know how it's picking up on camera, but in up close in real life, it looks quite yellow. But obviously again, I ordered this online, so I think the shade lighter than that had sold out. I mean, once it's blended out, you can't really tell, and it does look like quite a nice concealer. It looks quite a light coverage. I'm going to put a little bit of this concealer on my nose and any other red bits. Okay, that is so weird. I've just taken it out and there's no product on there. A minute ago that was literally covered. Okay, that is so weird. That's like an optical illusion. Maybe the stopper is inside but it just didn't work the first time. Okay, that's strange. I'm just gonna, okay, now there's no product on the actual thing. What is this? It looks okay when it's blended, but the packaging is enough to make me not want to use it because that's just really annoying. This is a ombre waterproof eyeshadow shimmering cream colour by Clarins, and I got the shade 01. This today isn't like a makeup look or makeup tutorial video, it's purely just to test these products. Hopefully you can see that it just gives a really nice wash of colour, and I think that I'll be able to build this up. I think they'll work really nicely as a base. I am really clumsy at using my fingers for eyeshadow, so I probably will try on the other eye with a brush. I'm going to just bob a little bit of it on my cream eyeshadow brush, which is like a flat synthetic brush. I really like this. I think this is going to look really nice on its own in like the summer, obviously with mascara or a little bit of eyeliner. It blends out really beautifully, but I definitely think you couldn't wait too long to blend it out because it will set very quickly. Next I'm going to powder my face, and I've got a powder here by L'Oreal, and this is the Infallible 24-Hour Matte Powder, and I've got the shade 123 Warm Vanilla. And the reason I chose this one to use today, I've not opened it, it's still sealed, but I did buy it quite a while ago I think. I always buy things and then think I need to use this up before I open it, or I just feel like new products are really like precious and I never want to open them, and I just end up with so many things in my drawers that I just have never opened, which is just ridiculous, I know. It's a habit I'm trying to get out of. But I picked this one because it's not translucent, so I thought that if that foundation was a little bit too much of a light coverage, that this would add a little bit of colour in the places where I want it. And I really like everything else that I've tried from the Infallible range so far, so hopefully. So far so good. Looks like a nice colour, it doesn't look really cakey, and it looks like it's set the foundation really beautifully, so I'm liking that so far. And then next I'm going to take a bronzer, and I think this might be the only thing that actually isn't new because I haven't bought a new bronzer recently that I haven't already tried. So this is by Soap & Glory. The packaging has seen its day. It's the solar powder. You've all seen me use it before. And I'm going to take the non-shimmery side, which is over here, on a new brush, and this is by Spectrum. I've seen a lot of talk about Spectrum brushes online recently, and I haven't yet tried this. I got this in a Birchbox, and they've recently brought out, I think, white and rose gold brushes, or they might be marble actually, and they look beautiful. They're not really expensive, but they're not cheap either. If that makes sense. Like, they're not as affordable as Morphe, or they're probably about the Real Techniques mark, I would say. So I'm just going to take this brush because it's a little bit more angled, and I'm going to use that to contour just ever so slightly because I just feel like at the moment my face is so round, it needs all the help it can get. So I'm just going to contour a little. This brush is really nice. It's really, really soft. I'm not overly keen on the colours. I think that these were like a mermaid or under the sea kind of collection, and I think they might be on sale at the moment. Next I have a Makeup Geek blusher to try, and these have now come over from America. You can get them on beautybay.com. It is one of the most amazing affordable brands I've ever used, and I've just got 2 of them in a little Z palette here. I think I've got a couple more, but these are the only 2 that I have taken out of the palettes, and I have swatched them, but I've never used them on my cheek, so I don't know what the pigment's like or anything like that. I've used eyeshadows from Makeup Geek before, but never blushes. So I've just got a Real Techniques blush brush, and I'm going to pop the lighter shade, this one down here, which is called Spellbound, on the tip of my brush. It looks a little bit chalky, but these are about £5, so I kind of almost expect that, and hopefully it won't really affect how the blush goes on the cheeks, if that makes sense. Does look very nice though, looks very pretty. The next thing I've got is the Radiant Touch Creamy Stick Highlighter by Kiko, and I've got the shade 101, and it looks so beautiful. I can't wait to use this. So I think it's going to be a dupe for one of the NARS multiples, you know, where they kind of come in this stick form and you apply them straight to the cheek. So I think I'm going to try on one side applying it straight from the bullet just to see how that works, because I don't normally ever do that. Okay, it's really, really pigmented, very creamy. Is it called a creamy blush stick? Yeah, it is. Well, they got that right, didn't they? And this was quite affordable as well, which is obviously always good. I feel like you don't actually need to blend it that much. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's very pretty. The mascara that I'm trying today is the Charlotte Tilbury Legendary Lashes Mascara. The wand looks quite chunky. I've seen so many amazing reviews on this mascara. I really, really hope I like it. I'm not going to curl my lashes because I don't tend to do that when I first use a mascara. On the promo for this mascara, Charlotte said that it is supposed to give you 13 times the amount of volume and length, well, not length, obviously you'd be tripping over them, but the amount of volume that you would usually get from a normal mascara, but it does say it takes 3 coats, so this is the 3rd one. I really, really like that. It is really, really volumizing. Okay, I feel like this is a rival for my favourite mascara, because the only time I've ever reacted this well to the first time me using a mascara is to the YSL one, the Faux Cils Effect. This is incredible. All we've got left is lips, and today I've got the Stila Stay All Day liquid lipstick in the shade Caramello. Very pigmented. A little of this goes a long way. It's drying almost immediately. I really like that. It feels really comfortable to wear. Obviously I've only had it on for a couple of minutes, but I really, really like this. Overall, I'm actually really happy with everything that I've tried there. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If these are the kind of videos that you like to see, please let me know in the comments, and please give this video a thumbs up, and also subscribe if you did enjoy it. It means the world to me, as you all know, and I will see you very soon with my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye. Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video, I can't see a blooming thing. Whew, it is bright today. I'm gonna put a little bit of this concealer on my nose. I don't think you can see what I'm doing, can you?